Saturn's head just fell off. I'm sorry, boo. Okay. Try to put you right there next to Goku. Oh, look at Zamasu falling over. Everyone's just having a rough day today. Welcome back to Coffee Over Apples. My name is Steph, and this is the last book haul of the summer.
It could change the world.
So before I get started, I just want to say this is my 4th time recording this video. Man, listen, if you don't know what's going on in the world right now, if you don't know why the struggle is real in the world, if you're watching this in the future, just Google 2020 and you'll see everything. You'll just see everything that's going on right now, and so that's why it's been kind of difficult to record. But you know what? We are going to persevere. So before I get started with this book haul, I just want to say that this video is a very bad representation of choosing books from diverse authors. If you came here looking for book recommendations from diverse authors or on diverse subject matter, then I'm very sorry that this is not the video, and I will link other booktubers below who have made videos recommending books from own voices and POC authors. I purchased all these books in this book haul because they were either $3 or less, free 99, or I had a 50% off coupon. And when you said everything perfectly the first time you recorded, but you didn't plug in the mic, and now you have to remember everything that you said all over again. I'm just gonna say it straight. If you are reflecting on everything that's happening in the world right now and you realize that you need to diversify your reading, please do so. There are lots of other booktubers who have made videos about diversity, the lack of diversity within Booktube, comments that are being made against transgender women, and just because things are shifting and protests might be winding down and life may be slowly going back to normal in some capacity wherever you are after the coronavirus, that doesn't mean that everything is solved. So please continue the conversation. Don't just add people because they are a token friend. Make sure you actually add people because you are genuinely interested in their content. And if you want to boost someone, comment on their videos, like their videos, something, share their videos, because that will boost them in the algorithm. And this conversation doesn't stop here. We need to keep having this conversation. And so, unfortunately, I can tell you firsthand that systematic racism does exist, and that if you don't believe it exists, then please take the time to read literature from own voices and other people who have been through various walks of life other than your own, because the whole purpose of reading is to gain experience and escape to a place where you have not been before. And that can happen in nonfiction. That can happen in things written and created by people who don't look like you or act like you. And if we give it the time of day, I believe that the conversations can swing in a positive direction and lead to the change that we seek. But that's only going to happen if we continue having those conversations. So if you need to hear someone have those conversations, I'm going to leave a link to videos below by other booktubers who had conversations on diversity within Booktube and their personal experiences because of lack of diversity, and also another booktuber who made a video basically talking about how he was oblivious to the lack of diversity within Booktube and within book communities. And we as book communities pride ourselves on being well-rounded and open-minded and education and being advocates for literature. Then we need to actually practice that. So I know what I do in my daily life, and I know what I do in my community, and I know that in my own experiences, what I do to help contribute to the conversations. So reflect on yourself and what you need to do in order to also contribute to the greater world at large. So that being said, I am going to move on to the book hauling portion of this video. The first part of this haul that I am super excited for is my manga. As you know, I am currently reading the Neon Genesis Evangelion omnibuses, and I got the last 2 volumes in that, so I am so excited to hopefully finish this very soon, and I will be having a special guest come on and do a 2-part video series with me for my anime versus manga series here on my channel. So if you want to see more of that and you want to hear my comparison of the anime and manga of Neon Genesis Evangelion, then don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can get a notice when that does come up. But I'm super excited for this. Look at this cover art. Oh my god. Look at the cover art. Oh my god. It's so good. In case you don't know anything about Neon Genesis Evangelion, it is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi set in 2015, Y2K, and came out originally in the 90s disguised as a mecha, but it's not really about the mecha. It's not really about, it has giant robots, but it's not really about the giant robots. So it's got monsters, apocalypse, Y2K, giant robots. What more do we need? Look at those spines. So it has like the monsters. I don't know if you can tell the monsters that are on the side. It's beautiful. I'm just gonna flip through this really quick so you guys can tell. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then the next 2 books in this book haul I got from Barnes & Nobles, and I'm so excited about because they are exclusive Barnes & Nobles editions. And these are Dune by Frank Herbert, and then also Jurassic Park, and also The Lost World. So this is 2 volumes in one by Michael Crichton, I think it's Crichton. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but these covers, you guys, oh my god, I'm so happy that I waited to get these until I got my coupon and I was able to use my membership discount card. But look at these covers. They're gilded and gilded edges. Look, this one is gold. Oh my god, how beautiful is that? And then the spine. Yes, absolutely gorgeous. And the back has giant earthworms. I mean, come on, like Tremors set in space. Anybody? Yes, we're living for that. So, and then the other one has silver edges. Oh my god, look at how beautiful and like reflective it is. I don't know if you can see the camera in this, how beautiful, how beautifully reflective this is. Absolutely gorgeous. And then the spine. The spine is beautiful. So this is a 2-in-1 edition. Oh my goodness. So these 2 babies, I'm so excited to have. There were other volumes, like I really wanted the special edition of Jane Eyre, and then I also really wanted, they had a special collector's edition of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I wanted that. I wanted the Isaac Asimov. There were so many things that I wanted, but my store was out of stock, so I got these 2. So next in this haul is actually a thriller, mystery thriller, and this is If Then by Kate Hope Day. So this is actually, it's about a few women in this town who all gone through some sort of traumatic experiences. I think one is pregnant and she's seeing visions of something happening to her during labor, and then there's another woman whose husband recently died, but she's seeing visions of him at nighttime, and then there's another woman who's seeing visions of someone else, and it's all these different women seeing all these visions of people who've either passed or someone that they knew, and they can't figure out why they're all having these visions. So I think it sounds really fun and interesting. I've never read anything by her before, so I think this will be pretty cool. And then we have a copy of Freedom by Jonathan Franzen. So I don't know too much about this. I know this was really popular on Booktube for a while, but I think it has something to do with like commentary. I think this might be a hard-hitting contemporary, making commentary about kind of, if you ever saw a movie Keeping Up with the Joneses, where it's like this family that gets paid by a company to move into rich neighborhoods, and then like real life living product placement to all of these white families in these rich neighborhoods, and then after everyone in the neighborhood buys all their products, they move to another neighborhood, and it follows the family going through that. That's what the movie is about, but I think that this book is something similar to that. So like there's a family in white suburbia, and they're like, and I guess something in the capacity of Keeping Up with the Joneses. But next is a classic, and I'm very excited about that, and I'm going to take off this $1.99 sticker. We got The Secret Garden, and this is the Pantone Penguin Special Edition. I don't mind deckled edges. I think deckled edges are very cute, and I love that it's all the solid pink color. I guess ideally I'd like to collect all the special Pantone editions if I can also get them for $1. Growing up, The Secret Garden was one of my favorite movies as a little girl, but I never read the book, and I haven't seen the movie in at least 15 years. From what I remember, this is about, in case you don't know, I believe it's a little girl who lives in this mansion, and she moved there with her father, who's a single father, and I think they moved there they were originally in India, and then they moved to England, and she moves into this mansion where I don't know if she's a spoiled brat, but I think she has daddy issues or something, because her dad's like never around, and then she meets these friends in this garden, and then the transformation that she goes through. I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but it's gotta be a classic for a reason. And then we have A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I am super excited about this. I'm expecting to get the pants scared off of me, because this is, from what I know, this has also been hyped on Booktube. I got it for super cheap, and I believe if the movie hasn't come out already, I don't know, then it will be coming out soon. But it's this little boy who every night before he goes to bed, there's someone talking to him at his window. I expect to read this hopefully at night and get nightmares. Yay! This next book is a Spanish novela, and my goal for 2020 is to read more books written in Spanish and then actually translate them in order to help me become more fluent in Spanish. So this book is La Tregua. La Tregua means the truce, and it is I think this is a classic in Spanish literature, and it's about an older man, a widowed older man who runs a shop, and he ends up having an affair with the young woman who works at his shop, and then the drama ensues from there. And it actually has, like, someone else wrote lots of notes in here. You can see someone else wrote their notes in here, and I kind of like reading books that were previously annotated, because I want to see into the mind of the person who read this before me. I think that's pretty awesome. Golden State, also by Ben Winters, and I just hauled a Ben Winters book called The Last Policeman in my last book haul video. So it's kind of weird hauling a second book by an author I've never read before, but I didn't realize that till after I ordered it and added it to my shopping cart. But the premise of this sounded super interesting. So I'm just going to read you the synopsis of it, because I think it puts it much better than I can. In a strange alternate society that values law and truth above all else, Laszlo is a 19-year veteran of the speculative service. He lives in the Golden State, a place very similar to California. A place where like-minded Americans retreated after the erosion of truth and the spread of lies made public life and governance impossible. And the Golden State knowingly contradicting the truth, otherwise speaking a lie, is the greatest crime. Stopping those crimes is Laz's job. Why, then, has he been ordered to the front lawn of a Los Angeles mansion where the body of a roofer has fallen irrefutably dead? Why has Laz, a decorated career veteran, been assigned a rookie officer who may be even more talented than he is? Why have the Golden State's thousands, millions of surveillance cameras not captured the truth of the death or the elaborate crime of Webb behind it? Oh, this sounds super interesting. So I guess it's would you call that a utopian or a dystopian? It's set in a future where you can't tell a lie, and there's cameras everywhere recording everything that actually happens, so there's no, I guess the judicial process has been streamlined because everything's on camera. So would that be a utopian future? I don't know. Ooh. 2 for 2, Ben Winters. Okay, and then next we have Spin. Now this has also been popular on Booktube, and look at this cover. It's so holographic cover, which we absolutely love. I believe this is the first in a series, and it has to do with first contact with aliens, so I've been needing more sci-fi in my life, so we are absolutely loving that. Last in this book haul is The Monk by Matthew Gregory Lewis. Now, I picked this up because I am going to be doing a buddy read with one of my friends online, and this is their favorite book, and so I'm actually really excited to read this because we do not shy away from problematic literature on this channel. So, oh, the sun's coming out. Okay, awesome. So, I'm just going to read you the back synopsis because I don't even know where to start with this. So it says, supernatural events, women in distress, and a corrupt clergy were popular themes in the Gothic novels of the 19th century. All of those elements, along with murder, incest, and the excesses of the Spanish Inquisition, are present in The Monk, one of the era's best-selling and most influential novels. Set in a sinister Capuchin monastery in Madrid, the ever more horrifying narrative recounts the experiences of a lustful and devious abbot forgoes his monastic vows in the face of temptation and sexual obsession. Seduced by an evil woman and intoxicated by desire, he assaults an innocent young girl and, to conceal his guilt, murders her mother. Oh, saucy! For these and other unholy offenses, he is apprehended and imprisoned, where he is subjected to unpleasant treatment at the hands of the ecclesiastic authorities. In order to escape, he sells his soul to the devil, discovering in the aftermath the grim consequences of his horrifying acts. Whoa! So much drama, I love it! This sounds like it's going to be completely triggering and completely problematic and probably traumatizing, and I completely love it. These are all the books in today's book haul. I am so excited to read these and hopefully give you a review about them. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. And pretty soon it is going to be July, and I actually am so excited for July because I'm going to be putting out my very first TBR game, an original TBR game. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
What's it making, Mr. Wonka? Mr. Wonka work